This is a story of love, trust, and uncertainty. Let's call our protagonist James. His tale began in the vibrant streets of Chiang Mai, Thailand, where he met the radiant Nisha. The moment their eyes met, James felt a connection that transcended physical attraction. Her warmth, intelligence, and endless curiosity about his life in London captivated him. Their conversations flowed effortlessly over cups of fragrant Thai coffee, each meeting weaving a tapestry of affection and laughter. What started as casual banter soon became something deeper, a whirlwind romance that swept them both off their feet. Within months, James was making regular trips to Thailand, each visit reaffirming what he felt when he first laid eyes on Nisha. Love had finally found him. Then one day, amidst the bustling markets and ornate temples of Chiang Mai, James received a message that shook him to his core. "James, I'm pregnant." The words echoed in his mind, amplifying with each heartbeat. At first, a wave of pure elation washed over him. Images of cradling a child and building a family with Nisha flooded his thoughts. Could this be the moment he had been waiting for? The answer to his unspoken prayers for a family? The idea of raising a child in a loving home filled him with indescribable joy. Nisha, with her nurturing spirit, would undoubtedly be an exceptional mother. James envisioned a future where he shuttled between London and Thailand, splitting his time between work and family, where weekends were filled with laughter, games, and bedtime stories. Perhaps he would even relocate to Thailand, immersing himself fully in this new chapter of his life. Then reality, cold and stark, seeped into his euphoria. A tiny seed of doubt sprouted in his mind. Whose child was it? Was it really his? The doubt, once planted, grew rapidly. It became an imposing oak in his mind, overshadowing the joy of the moment. This wasn't a casual fling. James had fallen deeply in love with Nisha. He had seen her kindness firsthand, her compassion for the elderly, her playfulness with children, and her fierce determination to make a difference. He knew her well enough to envision a future with her, to imagine the blend of their cultures and the beautiful child they could raise together. But the question lingered. Was this child truly his? Was this the love story he had always dreamed of? Or was he falling victim to a cruel twist of fate? As days turned into weeks, James found himself consumed by uncertainty. The unconditional love he had planned to shower upon his child was now tainted with doubt. Every smile, every kick, every ultrasound picture brought him both anticipation and apprehension. He wanted to be a father, but he needed to be certain it was his child. Trust, once established, can be shaken, and in James's case it was crumbling like an earthquake. Over the next few weeks, the uncertainty gnawed at James, turning simple joys into arenas of doubt. He grappled with conflicting emotions, the desire for a child, the love for Nisha, and the urgent need for clarity. Amidst the chaos of his thoughts, he began discreetly researching paternity testing in Thailand. Each online search result added another layer of complexity to his already tangled emotions. How reliable were the tests? How invasive were the procedures? And most importantly, how would Nisha react? The more he learned, the more apprehensive he became. It wasn't just about verifying paternity. It was about preserving his relationship, protecting his future, and above all, ensuring the well-being of the child growing inside of Nicaragua's womb. One evening, after a particularly intense bout of soul-searching, James decided he could hold back no longer. He picked up the phone, his hands trembling slightly. As he dialed Nisha's number, he knew this conversation would be pivotal, a crossroads in their relationship. "Nisha," her voice answered, as sweet and melodious as he remembered. "I need to talk to you about something important," he began, his voice betraying none of the turmoil within. "It's about the baby." When James finally worked up the courage to speak his truth, he approached the subject delicately. He expressed his overwhelming love for Nisha and his excitement about the baby. Then he gently voiced his concerns, emphasizing that they were born out of love, not doubt. He explained that while he eagerly anticipated fatherhood, he also needed to be certain that the child was his to make an informed decision. He proposed a DNA test, not as an accusatory measure, but as a tool to bring them closer to the truth. Upon hearing his words, Nisha's initial reaction surprised him. The warmth in her eyes turned to frost, and her gentle smile vanished, replaced by a tight-lipped frown. "You don't trust me," she stated quietly, but the words echoed with pain. James recoiled as if struck. "That's not true," he protested, reaching out to her, but she flinched away. "Then why do you need a test?" she challenged, her voice trembling slightly. "Because I want to be certain," he replied softly. "Not to doubt you, but to strengthen our bond, to ensure that when I become a father, I do so with unwavering confidence." In the ensuing silence, James could almost hear his hopes and dreams shattering. He had anticipated her reaction, but experiencing it firsthand was gut-wrenching. The conversation continued late into the night, a painful dance of hurt feelings and unmet needs. James realized that merely proposing a DNA test was insufficient. He had to tread carefully, balancing his need for clarity with empathy for Nisha's feelings. As weeks turned into months, James found himself at a crossroads. The news of the pregnancy had sent shockwaves through him, leaving him in a turbulent sea of emotions. His initial joy at the prospect of fatherhood had been swiftly followed by a paralyzing doubt. Whose child was this? Was it really his? The seed of uncertainty had taken root and flourished, transforming into a towering oak that threatened to engulf his relationship with Nisha. Amidst this turmoil, James was haunted by the whisperings of other foreigners who had navigated similar territories. Stories of broken trust, manipulation, and shattered dreams echoed in his ears. These tales, once distant murmurs, now resonated with a chilling familiarity. He grappled with the fear of being deceived, of investing his heart and resources into a child who wasn't his. Yet he couldn't ignore the magnetic pull of fatherhood either. The allure of raising a child with Nisha was strong, but how could he reconcile this yearning with his deep-seated doubts? James found solace in research. He delved into the realm of paternity testing, exploring the accuracy rates, the various methods, and the emotional implications. Each test result was a cryptic puzzle piece in the grand scheme of his life. Prenatal tests offered an earlier glimpse into the biological link, but came with inherent risks and limited accessibility outside major cities. On the other hand, post-birth DNA testing provided a surer, albeit delayed, path to clarity. In the midst of this labyrinth, James realized that a pragmatic approach was necessary. He had to consider the logistical challenges, the potential impact on his relationship, and the legal implications of his findings. But amidst the practicality, James never lost sight of the human element. He yearned to express his love for Nisha and his excitement for the impending arrival, all while treading carefully around the issue of paternity. The big question remained: how could he navigate this uncharted territory without causing further rifts in his relationship? How could he balance his need for truth with the preservation of their bond? As the due date neared, James knew that time was of the essence. He had to find a way to address the elephant in the room, not with accusation, but with understanding, not with suspicion, but with love. His journey was one fraught with challenges, but it was also a testament to the complexities of love, trust, and the unwavering pursuit of truth. And there you have it, the intricate journey of James as he confronts the uncertainty of paternity, the depth of his love, and the strength of his character. What are your thoughts? How would you navigate such a complex situation? Your comments matter. Drop them below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more insightful stories. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.